start of the show, but without you guys, there is no show to start with. So it's kind of like the Big Bang, like, kind of what came first or whatever, or chicken and the egg, like which came first. But either way, enough about science and the Smash community. We're going right into Sonix versus Bestness. Vicky, if you recall earlier today, this was a 3-0 in favor of Sonix. Bestness going to try to make an adjustment here because Sonix seems to be sticking to the same old strategy that worked the first time. Chilling, waiting for a good spot to go in, and when he finds his option, he's going to pounce.
And you know what, Hazmat? I got a surprise for you. We're back on PS2. And
I thought we hit our goal. I was so pumped. It's PS2.
That was super hype right there. But yeah, no.
PS $2,000. That's what I'm saying.
That's not the PS5 that you're looking for out here. It's instead we're just going back right into PS2 and Sonix, as you already mentioned, opening things up slowly, playing a lot more pacing-wise, just against Bestness. He wants to go in for that slow pacing, avoiding that PK Thunder, but air dodging right into the up B, and that's what I like to see. Now playing from the disadvantage here, Hazmat, this sets things up in a different light for Sonix. He's forced to hold forward, he's forced to play aggressive, and he's bound to get hit by these raw hits that Bestness is going to be able to toss out with a PK fire to control that space.
That, and I think the big things that we saw in set 1, especially around the PK Thunders. Oh, I think he was looking for hitting himself and Sonic right there. The thing is, I feel like he went for a couple of those PK Thunders and launching himself into Sonix in set 1. He couldn't find him, but he's already found it here. He almost got 2 of them so far, so it could be big. And dash attack too. I feel like Ness's dash attack is a big thing in this matchup. If Sonic starts getting hit by them, that's really good for Bestness. Bestness can't find him though. I feel like he's gonna have a hard time really finding a lot of offense.
That's attack coming in from Sonix, going in for the cross-up, kind of breaking some of Bestness's ankles, but allowing himself to get back onto the stage with a backer and a double stop. I mean, he heard you, Hazmat. It was going to be a hard trick. He has to win this set. He has to win another set after that if he wants to see himself taking this entire tournament. But Sonix, it's time to tie up those shoes a little tighter because at the moment, Bestness, he's taking full control. He's got a whole stock lead ahead of himself. And Sonix has to play this instead of Bestness's game because he can't be slowing down the pace here.
Yeah, if you told me that Bestness was going to come into this and have a 2-stock lead game 1, no way. But he's making me a believer now. I mean, how could you not be after what we just saw there? Amazing stuff from Bestness. Let's see him keep it up, though, because Sonix is certainly not out of this yet. You want to talk about someone who can push the advantage state and steal stocks? We've seen him do it all day today, so... See what he comes up with here. Back throw, okay. Taking the damage on the stage. Oh, okay. Calm down.
I really feel like this really trickles down to the fact that Sonix, he had to wait a little bit in Grand Finals, whereas Bestness just came out of this win from Ned, and that kind of sets things up, precedence for Bestness going into the series. Now being able to go right in, doing that rising nair, he's continuing on, tagging on this extra damage, because what revenge would it be, Hazmat, if Bestness wants to delay the inevitable and just time out Sonix? Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, we don't want to waste any time here, but the up air is going to do it in, and Bestness takes the first game in the series.
Yep, and that's the way you're going to do it. Just like we said, controlling the pace of the match, controlling the pace of the set before was all in favor of Sonix in the first set. The second set, though, Bestness is making a statement himself, taking the game 1 down, something that didn't look super possible coming around into the beginning of that. So, very well done by Bestness there.
And that's also going to be the first game that Bestness takes over Sonix. At least we saw that earlier on in the bracket. The reason why Bestness is fighting through the loser side of things is because Sonix got a clean 3-0 on him. And that was honestly the tail and closing up of that chapter. And Bestness is now trying to rewrite the story with taking that first game already, looking pretty strong. And he does have to do this just about 5 more times if you just want to find himself taking up this whole tournament. So it all really trickles down to see if Sonix can try to make some of those adjustments and try to bring this back in a reverse 3-0.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. It's certainly on the table after that first game. I feel like, losing that first game, it just would have hurt so bad. And I think Bestness knew that, so I think he just fought so well that entire game. He did not want to give up that game at all. So, well done. Let's see what we can do here in game 2. It might be a whole different story, Vicky. We're going to see a different stage. This is the first time Sonix can counterpick, and he's not afraid to go to different stages, that's for sure. Yep. All right. That's what I'm talking about.
We got KK at the ready, too. Bringing in those jams, starting off. And I would like to say, Hazmat, I think the first time in Taunton City. But anyways, No, enough of that PS2. We got currently Bestness now. He's going to be able to utilize these platforms, but I want to look at Sonix, who's going to be able to take full advantage of slowing things down. He's going to go back to the drawing board, go back to the plans that worked out for him earlier on when he beat Bestness in the 3-0. He's all about looking for those timeouts and forcing Bestness to play at his pacing.
Yeah, getting a nice long stage, too. A lot of space for Sonix to roll around on and choose which spots he wants to go into. Okay, nice run up there. Good recognition by Bestness. He's playing this matchup. Maybe he just forgot how to play it set 1 or something, because he's playing immaculately right now. This is ridiculous. This is not at all what I kind of, what a lot of people expect, myself included. This is crazy.
Yeah, reiterate, this is Sonix's map phase too, so Bestness right now, he's doing a fantastic job at keeping Sonix at bay. The double stall coming out from the Psy Magnet, and now as you see Bestness maneuvering his way towards that platform, he gets over to the stage, gets that stage control, but Sonix avoids that fair, doesn't get hit by the end part of it, instead escapes, gets back to the stage. That could have been lethal, but I like the way that Bestness is playing here. He's not trying to hold forward. Sonix does get a conversion off of that, and that could have been absolutely scary, as now Bestness, he's fighting for his life to get back onto the stage.
He was a misinput. I think he wanted a run-up grab there, but either way, not finding the punish. Okay, center stage. Getting held down. There's that dash attack again. I'm telling you. Bestness pulls the trigger on that dash attack when he thinks Sonic's going to run in and do something, or when he thinks he's going to spin in. So he's throwing that out, but not at a distance where he wants to get punished by Sonix without him hard committing. So it's a nice little tool that Ness has in the matchup.
I like the dash back here too from Sonix. It's just essentially testing his water out before jumping right into the pool. Doesn't want to jump into some cold water here, so he's just tiptoeing his way through as he maneuvers himself around Bestness. He does have these platforms to work off of. I like the approach that he's trying to take, as Bestness is still holding on to that momentum, the advantage in terms of percent. You currently see Bestness, he has that PK Fire, the tool to close in that gap, but Sonix now, he is able to get the fair. We saw him try to set up for it originally when Bestness put in that disadvantage, and he finally nails it here, and now he's set up in the driver's seat to force Bestness to hold into him.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my mic was muted. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Dash attack again. I'm telling you, Vicky. This is the key thing in this matchup. Gotta be able to land those. 2-2. Bestness giving up the center stage, just saying you gotta come at me. Is Sonic's already showing his...
Yep. Yes,
all right.
it is. Yes.
All right. Look at that hop over it. There you go. That's a spin dash right there. The little hop. A little bit of movement, but makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I like the way that Sonix right now, he's going to play this extremely patiently. We saw with the colors, he hit Bestness with the he's what he's, and he's making his way back. Edge attack. And he does kind of push in. I like the cancels right here as he's trying to control his airspace, because Bestness is constantly trying to approach in the air. As he should, he tries to go for those rising PK fires. He has those platforms to his ability to set those jumps. The extra pressure put in by those fairs, forcing Sonix in his shield so that way he can future condition him into actually getting in a grab there. It's just sneaking his way right in, which could be lethal at that later percentage we've seen beforehand. Bestness getting those back throws.
Yep. Filling each other out here. I mean, Bestness gets his platforms again to get the double jump PK fires at a downward angle. Good for him to have, especially against Sonix, who's holding down the bottom part of the stage really, really well right here. So, playing the patient game, of course, Vicky. No surprises. Eventually, I feel like Sonix was like, I really need to button it up after that game 1. I haven't lost a game to this guy yet today. Oh, what? Why?
All right, I get it.
Reason?
The flex has, Matt. The flex. It's
punished,
about living in your opponent's mind. And if that wasn't a statement, I don't know what will be right now, because at least off of that parry, he looked at death in the face and said, try me. He lost his stock once like that, and he said he won't ever lose it again. That is to be put on record here, because Bestness, that's what's to note, that Sonix has that capability there to nail down that timing, but can it be consistent here? You already see the approach. I like the fade back nairs. Tries to call out the jump. Sonix now contesting Bestness as he does give up that ground. He does get the grab on the platform. Ooh, the empty hop right there. Sonix gets to get back onto the stage, and that was really risky positioning to be in, as Bestness could have actually closed out that stock kind of early on against Sonix.
I can't believe he jumped at Sonix while he was facing back towards the blast zone that close to it. That was just insane. I can't believe he jumped up like that. He was feeling extra confident right there. Can't blame him after that game 1 win, but now he's down a whole stock. Maybe it's just a counter pick stage or something like that, but unable to hit Sonix as much as he was able to before. So here we go. Sonic's trying to close this one out. Got to get the ledge first, though. He does just that. Okay.
A lot of pressure coming out from Bestness, just controlling so much space with these aerials overall. It's intimidating, and the PK fire to open things up all the time here to stop Sonic's ground approach. Oh, that would have been fantastic. He would have actually jumped right into that yo-yo. That actually would have been a GG for that second stock. But again, Sonic is still playing out of the advantage, and you can take a look at the timer hazmat. There's a minute and less than 30 seconds left on board.
Okay.
Sonic is still expanding this lead that he currently has over Bestness. Now diving back in though, you have Sonix trying to maneuver himself around Bestness, utilizing the platforms once again to force Bestness to chase after him.
Okay, gonna take the stock away from Sonix there. Bestness back on the board, Vicky. I feel like he could do this for sure. Like, it's certainly on the table.
Absolutely, especially with Rage in the pocket with Ness. If he does manage to rack up a lot of the percent, get a conversion going on with a multitude of pairs, actually could definitely be it, but with the up air, I'm scared right now, Hazmat. That could have been absolutely lethal, but with no race to work off from Sonix himself, that's not going to nail it in the coffin for Bestness. He gets to see another day trading with that spring, canceling it out, and he's still on the board with this aggression because there's still only 30 seconds left. Either way, Bestness needs to find himself back into this fight.
He's got to figure out something and figure it out quick. Like you said, 20 seconds now left on the clock. This is just ridiculous. How is he supposed to catch him? This stage looks so good for Sonix in this matchup. Especially this layout. Like, getting the triplat layout is so good. Look how you just go coast to coast.
That's why it's so lethal right now. At least counterpick coming out in favor of Sonic. Timeout coming, and not even a damage take onto Sonic. He's just going to hold that. Moving on to game number 3. We currently have an even set between Sonic and Bestness. Bestness still having to come out of losers. He needs to reverse this series so he can find himself into the possibility of winning the entire thing and taking it home. But now with Sonic putting a game on board, Hazmat, it's going to look a little grim. We are going to be going on to Bestness's counter pick here, but either way, Sonic is still looking strong out of that win. And again, with a timeout, that can really put a dent to your mentality.
Yeah, it's really tough. I mean, and that was a really well-played game, but I think at the end, one of the toughest things is that Sonic's really hit a stride in his keep-away game. Like, his runaway was so good, it was so strong, and if you're Bestness, you're like, man, I'm going to have to fight against that again. I think we're going to be seeing a smaller stage would be my guess. I don't really know. No, we're going right back to town. Okay, fair enough. See what Bestness likes here.
Yeah, quite interesting here, actually, especially seeing how Sonix was able to utilize the platform to his advantage and delaying the time against Bestness. And I'm anticipating Sonix to be playing the same way as we have already seen him play when they face off against each other in that winner's bracket when Sonix got that 3-0. Now going in for the follow-up, he goes in with the up air. Now trying to avoid Bestness, who's still throwing out a plethora of these aerials to try to space out Sonic. Sonic isn't approaching the air, though. He's perfectly fine staying grounded here, as he is still able to tackle this extra pressure whenever Bestness lands aggressively.
All right, getting up the ledge here. Big situation. Forward air, off stage. First stock can mean a lot here, Vicky. Gotta keep the pressure up, though. Oh, is Kitty recovered? No, the break so smart. So smart to drop that right in the way. Really low committal option there, and it's going to halt the progress of Ness's up B. Very smart stuff. Well done there by Sonic. Like I said, the first stock can mean so much in this set, Vicky.
Oh, absolutely. And that fair could have honestly changed things up a bit because now this is going to be a similar game to what we had seen in that game 2 originally in that winner's bracket where Sonic, he got that early stock, and now it's essentially Bestness playing into Sonic's game. It's not Smash Bros. Ultimate anymore. This is that Sonic show that we were talking about earlier, just joking around, but now diving right in. Bestness, he's still desperately trying to close in this gap with no platforms for Sonics to actually take advantage of, though. Yeah, now it's just kind of forcing it in that FP format, but now the platforms have made their way back, and you already see Sonic turning up the heat.
Running away when those platforms are up, there's almost no reason for him to not go to them. So Bestness is going to try to anticipate what Movie does here, but the thing is if Bestness commits, Sonic should just dip out. Like, that's it.
Yeah, I'm out of here. And right here, you already see Sonic. He's forcing Bestness to approach him and utilizing these platforms to also, you have to think about fixing with the pacing, he's essentially forcing Bestness to hold forward here. You're in a position where you can't afford to just lay back, as we've seen Bestness do. He does find that stock and hang out a little bit on that platform as the timer ticks away. Is Sonix now, he's going to be able to dive right back in with the fair as a follow-up, keeping Bestness off the stage and closing out that stock. And with a whole of stock to work with here, Sonix, he has all the plans in the world to pitch up a 10 and hang out behind, as Bestness now has to make the climb.
Yeah, and the climb it is, Vicky. I mean, that game 1 was looking really clean. Game 2, closer in Sonix's favor, but going high there. Bestness, this is the thing, is like Sonix could just this keep away game is so strong on town with the platform, Vicky. It's just so hard for him to kind of run around and stay composed on. It's just tough. Okay, back air, good call out there on the jump.
And this is the hill that Sonix would love to die on. I mean, this is what's going to give him that W. He's playing it in a sense where in the first game, you know, we didn't see that patience come out displayed because Bestness got the stock first, and now being forced to play into the Sonix's pacing. Once again, you currently see the change of how Sonix is playing. Now just trying to finish this off. We do have that 3 minutes on board, ticking away, and Sonix is still up a lead with Bestness, while having to stagger behind with a stock disadvantage. Utilizing these platforms once again, as we've seen before, going back to Town and City, I feel like it was a little bit of a lethal decision on part with Bestness, as maybe he just wanted to play it out again because he can use the platforms to himself when it comes to utilizing the PK fires to mix things up and stop Sonix's approach.
Yeah, well, it also might come down to that he likes the FD type transformation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like FD might be banned. I'm not sure, honestly, though. Definitely like to pick his brain about that a little bit. See what he thinks about items or stages in this matchup. Items would also be cool, but whole different discussion for a whole different day, of course.
Now the follow from the fair, the spring again, it hit him almost connecting that downward angle forward smash. And honestly, that move is so strong. Wouldn't be surprised with some rage on Sonix's side that could have honestly closed things out. But now Sonix mixing things up on his landing, forcing Bestness to hang out by that platform and also forcing him to move right back in. He gets hit by that PK fire, but he gets out of that situation as he makes his way back to the ledge to gather that ledge invisibility.
Sonix is just so slippery. Like, he's just so... Okay. It's just, if you try to cut him off where you think he's weakest, he just has an answer. It's ridiculous.
With that spring too, whenever Bestness has to recover down low, that's why I'm seeing Bestness actually jump a little higher to get back onto the stage without having to recover down low below the ledge. Now with the follow-up though off of that down, or that up tilt now, Bestness unfortunately couldn't get a conversion going on, and Sonix instead, he's still hanging behind. You have almost a minute on board to work here with. Minute now, less than 2 minutes, as Sonix is still playing this game. He still holds on to those 2 stocks, and Bestness is narrowly reaching the end of this stock.
Yep. I mean, yep, this is the game right now, for sure. And it's going to be, the trickiest part here is, like, Sonix doesn't have to avoid a lot except for a killing option. He doesn't really care if he gets hit and, like, you know, it doesn't really care about that. You know what I mean? A little bit of hit here and there is not a huge deal. He just can't lose a stock. So if he keeps the stock, the game's over. It doesn't matter. Back, 4 throws. Okay. Spring. Wow, I can't believe he pressured him there. There was no reason to do it. Dash attack is going to do it. Gotta give Sonix, you know, tip of the cap there for him getting aggressive when he certainly didn't have to, when, you know, his ultimate endgame is going to be what we're seeing now, which is timeout. He did it again, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think he if you could tack on over 157 damage in less than a minute, I'd be quite impressed overall. I think what Sonix is trying to do is just move on here, but he has to be careful because, you know, one mistake off the stage, we've seen Bestness do it before, you're going to get gimped, and that's going to be absolutely heartbreaking if you're Sonix, and that can start shifting things positively for Bestness and make a comeback within the series. Now you see Sonix playing a lot more slower here and following up with a fair. He gets on the platform and he closes out this 3rd game.
Got the Sonix. I mean, a couple times it looked like it could have gone back in the favor of Bestness, but he stuck to the game plan. I wonder if we'll see a different stage, because I think at this point too, doesn't really hurt to try a new stage. You know what I mean? Like Town and City, like it not working one time is like, all right, I could probably do it on that stage if I just, you know, approach it a different way. Now it's the second time, it's like, ooh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of goes down to what you mentioned earlier. Bestness kind of opting for that FD format, maybe having Sonix ban FD itself. So that was kind of the, you know, agreement here that Bestness was willing to make some sort of compromise and diving right back into it, wasting no time here. Oh,
wow.
no way.
So they're just always they're going with the straight run it back, yeah.
Yeah, we just heard it. Apparently, they're just straight running it back. There's not even bans going on. They haven't even touched Smash GG and diving right into what could potentially be the final game of this grand finals. Sonix now, he's getting hit hard by Bestness. He's getting pressured by the ledge, and he's trying to claw his way back. But Bestness, he's being extremely aggressive, and now he's trying to take advantage of this platform, keeping him stuck by the ledge of it. And with those double bounces that you saw coming forward, a plethora of that coming out from Bestness, Sonic tacked on a lot of that damage, but Sonic hits pretty hard here, and he has no problem evening things out in terms of percent.
Okay, gotta recover. I gotta say, like, Sonic's ability to kind of weave around these situations, I'm telling you, slippery, I think, is the key word for him. Like, he just barely knows how to barely avoid things.
A fired attack on that extra damage. Right now, I don't know what Bestness ate as a snack, but he's looking a lot great compared to that last game. I mean, when Sonix was able to take that stock rather early, that was kind of the pacing of the match already set preemptively. And now Sonic's hanging out by these platforms, just trying to force Bestness to approach him, trying to find that window of opportunity now. You see the dash attack coming a lot that you had mentioned earlier that is so big overall, but also if you're jumping right into it, you could find yourself losing a stock, especially at the percent that Sonic is on.
Yep, just like you said, Biggie. First stock going to Bestness, actually, in kind of a turn of events. Okay. Oh, jeez. Wow, okay, that's one way to deal with your problems, I guess. Just throw out the big old fist. Let it settle itself, basically. Okay. Pressure. Oh, he tried to catch a jump. Good job by Bestness, staying disciplined. Okay. Now tilt. Pressure here at the ledge. What's he going to get? Nice. I love that PK Thunder, actually, defending himself on the way back. Bestness still holding on to this first stock. This first stock could mean a lot. Oh, wow. I can't believe he got that. That's great. That was amazing timing. Yeah, absolutely. That's a tight window right there.
Yeah, he's been getting that so consistently, too. Props to Sonix on that, but now props to Bestness still holding on to this third stock that he's been able to really hold forward with. Sonix now having to get a little aggressive, and you already see Bestness stopping him in his boots.
Okay, speaking of boots, we got the shoes coming in right there. Jordan. Imagine the down tilt, getting the grab right there, too. Sonix finally taking that first stock. And I see Bestness with the patient gameplay, of course.
As it should be done too, considering the fact he's got that lead. He doesn't need to approach Sonic, rather the opposite, but no,
oh my god.
He's only at 35 hazmat.
Yeah,
if there was some extra rage, it was so close. My heart was in my chest right there. Literally my throat, rather. Hopefully it's always in my chest, but
it's right where it belongs. My eyes are in my head and my shoes are on my feet. You know, either way. Back here, sealing that one out. Nice job by Bestness, dead center stage. Coming very close to losing his own stock there. And I think that might have been it, honestly. I think that would have been curtains because you know that Sonic would have run away extra hard at that point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, now this sets things up for Bestness. He can continue on with this aggression, keeping Sonix off the stage. Oh, I like that little juke right there. That's quick turnaround. He does get that empty hop into a grab. Now pressuring Sonix here, who has yet to be able to find himself back on the stage this entire stock as he keeps stacking on this damage. The PK Thunder now still delaying the inevitable as Sonix, he finally escapes Bestness's clutches before finding himself lost in the blast zone. Bestness, he's tied up the series. We are currently 2-2 before Bestness finds himself resetting the bracket and finding himself sending Sonix to that lower side where they could kind of duke it out for that championship title.
Gotta give him a lot of props there because we were really doubting that stage choice, but we should know better when it comes to Bestness. Like, when it comes to the stages like that, especially when his back's against the wall, rolling it back to Town and City. Now I wonder if Sonix is going to think about it because he's the one who's really been flipping the stages around. So we'll see if he sticks with that. But Bestness playing amazingly. You got to give him a lot of credit because the first set that we saw in winners was looking really tough for him. But now he's taking 2 games and he's brought it to a game 5, which is really, really nice. So guys, just so you remember, we're still raising money for charity. So if you hit that !donate link, it'll give you all the information you need. Read up, be educated, and donate if you can. Plus a $5 grand on the day, which is incredible for a great, great cause. So make sure you check that out.
Let's close out that gap. I mean, we already extended our goal, and we're just going beyond that. So going above and beyond is always appreciated overall. So we thank you guys out there who have been able to go in with your donations. And I'm also just overall impressed with Bestness's adaptation. We've gone from Sonix getting a 3-0 in that winners bracket to now Bestness tying up the series 2-2. he's making a comeback, and with some of those adjustments, we were talking about Town of City, kind of doubting the choice here. And yeah, you know, how could we even put Bestness on the back burner there when it comes to looking at how he's been able to adjust? I really feel like it really the whole game is determined by who takes that first stock and how convincingly do they take it. Because once you are in Sonix's clutches, it's so difficult to make that climb bank and just essentially even out what could be the inevitable if Sonix just waits things out.
Yep. Yeah, PS2 again. I think either way we're going to see a big stage from Sonix. But 13%, 14 almost. Already on Sonix. That could be... Oh, boy. Look at the aggression there. He knew when to press the buttons. The jump is gone. This could be a very early first stock now. He went high. He knew what to do there. You don't mess around with that. You don't want to go low. You just want to take the hit up high. That's fine. You'll take the damage and keep the stock any day of the week.
Yeah, he's turning up the heat here, and so is Bestness. Almost nearly getting that fair. Sonix having to come back to the ledge. The PK Fire finding him. He has to up the out of that situation, but gets called out by the yo-yo. A down smash, yeah. Actually landing below that ledge, but also calling out Sonix's ledge option right there. And it all trickles down to that pace, and then we keep talking about Bestness. Now, he set it forward, and he's made a statement, and Sonix now has to play into his game.
Okay, dash attack. Going up high. There. Pressure here. Forward air. Oh, what's it gonna be? Net. Dude, Bestness is playing incredibly right now. Oh boy, this is looking like the exact opposite of what we saw earlier today. This is ridiculous.
I can't right now has that Bestness. I don't know what snack he ate in between this set, but right now he's trying to just reset the bracket. He's wasting no time, and with a quick mental reset, Sonix hanging out on that heaven platform, trying to regain himself because I'm not too sure what we're doing here. He's just spamming forward smash. I don't know if this is a button check for Sonix or if something's just going terribly wrong with his controller, but unfortunately, you may just have to wrap this up and just move on.
What does it say? Bestness is doing the right thing right now. Don't do anything. How about the Uber Eats? You guys want anything?